Hi there and welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Meryl Johnston. The Lifestyle Accountant Show exists to help today's accounting firm owners build successful firms while also living a healthy, happy life without sacrificing sleep, your weekends, or time with loved ones. Today, I'm chatting with Jason Andrew. I like to refer to Jason as the Warren Buffett of the accounting profession, but he tells me that Brett Kelly from Kelly Partners has a better claim to that title. Jason is a chartered accountant and founder of the Arbor Group, a holdco of financial services businesses ranging from accounting and tax services, funds management, and corporate advisory. His personal mission and passion is to improve the financial literacy of entrepreneurs and executives and to change the current worldview of the accounting profession.
We were always enticed or interested in the sell, start from scratch, build, and then sell. But then when we started to have conversations with these folks, particularly other accounting firms, you realize that the terms of the structure weren't as interesting as I think it was. It's like, hey, cool, we're going to buy all of you, and then there's going to be a 3-year earnout, and you're going to be paid X, and then you don't get the rest of your money until you hit these KPIs and thresholds. And so we thought, okay, that sounds good. We might cash out, maybe 7 figures, but then you pay tax on the way out. You pay out your home loan, and then it's like, oh crap, we need to get another job. And because of what that entrepreneurial bug, I want to be an owner again. I can't envision myself working at another boring accounting firm, right?
I have a wide-ranging chat with Jason. We start with Jason's recommendation for graduate accountants to start at a small firm rather than a mid-tier or big four firm. What it was like starting SBO.Financial and not paying himself much for the first couple of years. Hiring a CEO to run SBO.Financial and what Jason's role looks like today. The structure of his holding company, the Arbor Group, and what he sees as the benefits of using a holdco structure, incentivizing team members, and why Jason prefers bonuses to equity, why SBO.Financial started a tax division, and the interesting structure they have in place with their head of tax, the pros and cons of roll-ups in the accounting industry, and why acquiring accounting firms can fail. All that and more coming right up on the Lifestyle Accountant Show. Are you worn out by the complexities of sales tax, or maybe just tired of constantly picking up the pieces when software messes up? It's time to embrace a better way with Tax Valet. Tax Valet's sales tax compliance suite handles everything for you, from data prep and filings to managing audits, all for one simple, easy to understand monthly fee. Tax Valet is looking to form meaningful relationships with accountants who truly care about their clients' experience and want to partner for the long haul. We've been recommending our B Ninjas clients chat to Tax Valet about their sales tax requirements for years. If you're interested, check out taxvalet.com, that's TAXVALET.com, and check out their partner program. Remember, with Tax Valet, it's not just about making sales tax easier, it's about making your life easier. Hey, Jason, great to be chatting with you.
Likewise, Meryl, always a pleasure.
I actually was recording an interview earlier today, and one of the questions that was framed from one of the listeners was, would you recommend to an accounting graduate that they take their first role at a big four firm, mid-tier firm, or a small firm? And I'm interested in your take on that too.
Yeah, it's a really great question. I started my career in a smaller firm, a small boutique firm. So I'm probably very biased when I give you my perspective. At the same time, my wife, who's also an accountant, she started her career at a big four. She was at PwC until recently. So I guess there's two sides of the fence. My personal experience was starting at a smaller firm was better for me. The reason why, because I enjoy diversity of work, and the level of exposure you get in a smaller firm and the variety of clients, even just working with smaller businesses, you get exposed to so much more. All the way from, tax compliance, which is where I started, but even just within tax, you get exposed to, more medium-sized businesses doing kind of $30, $40 million where they might be doing some CGT advice, all the way to, sole traders and working with partnerships or different structures. So my first job, I was working with ASX-listed companies doing like ESOP valuations and things, which was very uncommon for a small boutique firm. We're lucky to have a great partner. But on the other hand, my wife, who's at PwC for most of her career, she was quite siloed into technical tax. and she loves it. So she really enjoys technical tax. But when it came down to just general accounting or whatever, that was probably she didn't have a great deal of exposure in that area and had to learn it quickly. So I think it really depends what you want.
Yeah, that was a similar answer that the other lady had. So I started at a mid-tier. So I worked at BDO, but I turned down an offer at Big Four because I knew I always wanted to run my own business, and I thought I'd get more exposure to diverse businesses if I went a little bit smaller. Whereas some of my friends, I was in audit, so some of my friends in audit, they were working on one finance business or bank for 2 or 3 months at a time. And so I was interested in a bit more exposure. I think you were pretty lucky, it sounds like, with the small firm you were at too, if you were working on things for ASX listed companies and that kind of diverse, interesting work. So I think that might be a bit dependent on the firm as well.
100%. I think it all comes back to the partner you work for as well. In the smaller firms, it's typically a flatter structure. There's less kind of layers of, from trainee, I was a trainee accountant, all the way to, there's middle management, whatever. In Big Four firms, there's tenured employees that have been there for decades sometimes. In the smaller firms, you'll find that it's a flatter structure and you get more exposure working directly with the partner. And I was really lucky. The partner I worked for, who's still a mentor to this day, he was ex-EY. And so he brought a lot of his clients from Big Four firms into a small firm environment, which is how I got that exposure. So I think if you're looking for that experience, you really want to find the firm, but also look for the partner and make sure that they've kind of at least done bigger end of town work, if that's what you're interested in.
And so what did the journey look like from working at that firm to